Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Midday Update. I am Laz. Let's just jump right into it here. Let's look at some charts. I want to show you general indexes. I want to show you a couple trades that are setting up. Before we start, obviously it's a Fed day, and with Fed days come, sometimes, more times than not, it's been a very chaotic type of trade. Generally the day after a Fed day, so tomorrow, usually you see more of a trending, maybe a little bit more of an easier type of trade. Expect that after the 215 there's going to be some sort of movement in the market, but just because the market moves, whether it's up or down, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good conducive trade in terms of risk. So respect the fact that today just may be one of those days where you'd rather be a spectator than a participant. That's generally the way I trade it more times than not. Something really would have to change post-Fed announcement for myself to really want to get involved. Usually the day after is the day I prefer. More times than not, sometimes there's always an exception to the rule. So let's look at some charts here. We're going to start. We're going to look at the SPY. We're going to look at the SPY here, and we're going to look at the indexes. Again, just broader indexes. Not really much to report here. The pattern's still very much intact. Consistent higher highs, consistent lower highs. Higher lows. But right here, the last couple of days, just consolidating. Could this be setting up for another thrust higher? Definitely could be. We'll have to wait. But it's been a very difficult trade at highs, as I've talked about. Being a buyer every time we make a new high is not the right way to trade this tape. The right way to trade this tape is actually to buy when we get those pullbacks. So not much to talk about or report here in the overall S&Ps. A couple of trades that are noteworthy today. We're going to look at Apple to start. Apple, big level at 620. I'll make this a little bit bigger. 620 has, basically been that barometer of resistance. And for those of you that have seen prior morning calls or prior midday updates, the significance of that 620. Apple on a nice 4-day run here post earnings into that 620 area this morning. I think the highs were about 616, 617. Now trading down at 608. So seeing that resistance come to fruition again this morning. And this stock is definitely on the radar here, as we could get another drawdown, possibly a 2 to 3 day pullback here. In this perennial leader. MasterCard, another stock seeing a lot of selling today, MasterCard is down about 2%, about $8. Keeping an eye on Visa as well here for any more downside follow through, as the stock could be ready for a little bit more of a pullback. Facebook, what can we say that hasn't already been said? More selling this morning, although the selling has definitely dissipated. This is just a trade that I am hands-off with at this point. A couple other noteworthy-looking stocks or noteworthy-looking trades. Walmart, something that I've been keeping a very close eye on. Walmart's been this great uptrend, very consistent buying pullbacks type of trade. Walmart took out a little 2-day level of support here at 74.40. We took that out actually just about an hour ago. And there's room for Walmart to pull back lower, possibly into the 8 here, which is around 73.25, if not even lower, to 73. So Walmart looks like it's ripe for lower prices in the short term, but overall that macro trade is still very much intact here. Something to keep an eye on for either, depending on if you're looking for that, day trade to the downside, or you're looking to buy a pullback. Keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. Priceline, another one I'm keeping a very watchful eye on here. Priceline, a real high beta stock. We saw early in the week or last week, big up move into the prior 700 level resistance, and right back to that breakout bar low, which is not a healthy sign for Priceline, and Priceline seeing nothing but selling over the last couple of days. So keeping an eye on that trade, although there's really not much to report here at this point. I wouldn't be initiating a trade. I'm just keeping an eye on it for the radar. Another one on the radar is Whole Foods. Again, I'm just sort of going over my own personal watch list here, things that I'm watching, setups and such. Whole Foods, post earnings hasn't really done a whole lot here on the daily chart. Saw a little bit of strength early morning, but that strength here, let's go to like a 10-minute chart. You can see that early morning strength, rolling over, and we're back at the low of the day. So this is something on the radar for a potential lower prices, as this is an intraday reversal type of pattern. So, that being said, we are really in a very stock-specific type of trading environment. The general index is not really giving us much to work with. It's very selective tactical trades that are still everybody's, what's working for most traders at this point. You can't just make blanket statements about being long or blanket statements about being short. There are strengths, there are pockets of strength, pockets of weakness. I just basically breeze through a couple of setups that I'm keeping an eye on for. And like I said, just to sort of reiterate, with a Fed day, it tends to be very, very chaotic post that 2:15 announcement. So if that's not your trade, remember, cash is a position. Wait for tomorrow. Usually the day after Fed can provide more tradable, trendable opportunities. We do have the jobs number on Friday, so lots of stuff going on, ECB, Fed, jobs. You could sort of, the wind can blow one way and the wind can blow the other way in this type of market, and you got to be very, very careful, and you really have to focus and understand the risks involved. As always, I'm Laz. Have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you on the VTF a little later.
Hello everybody, my name is Pete Renzulli, Chief Marketing Officer of T3Live.com. I'm really excited about introducing you to and inviting you to the first T3 Live Active Trader Summit. There's going to be a ton of great content, but the number one reason you want to come is you want to be able to network and associate with other like-minded people who have a burning desire to learn how to be a trader. So I'm going to ask you to make a trade. Trade one Saturday for some of your time to come down and learn strategies, tactics, techniques, and put some faces to the people that you see in the virtual trading floor in T3 Live, and learn to take your trading bigger. Learn how to be a better trader than you are now. Learn the strategies. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to T3Live.com and register. If you would like to join us at the post-event cocktail reception, you can also upgrade to either premium or VIP. That's up to you, but either way, please take advantage of the general admission, 2 free tickets. Bring a friend, bring a neighbor, bring a wife, bring a girlfriend, maybe bring both, but come down and expect to have a great time.